Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorials. Today we'll be treating UNILAG Post-UTME Mathematics questions. Now, our first question says, which of the following points does not lie on the line 2y plus 5x minus 4 equals 0? Now, we have to note that it does not lie on the line. Now, in order to get our option, we have to test each and every of this option into our equation. Now, starting with our option A, we have x as 0.8 and y as 0. Okay, so this becomes 2 bracket 0 plus 5 bracket 0.8 minus 4 equals 0. Okay, so 2 times 0 will give us 0 plus 5 times 0.8 will give us 4 minus 4, which will give us 0. So our option A lies on the line. Now, looking at option B, which is 1x equals 1 and y equals minus 0.5. So our y will become 2 bracket minus 0.5 plus 5 bracket 1 minus 4. All right, so 2 times 0.5 would give us 1. So this will become minus 1 plus 5 minus 4, which will give us 0. So that means our option B also lies on our line. So option C, which is 0, x equals 0, and y equals 2, would be 2 bracket 2 plus 5 bracket 0 minus 4. So 2 times 2 will give us 4 plus 5 times 0, 0 minus 4, which will give us 0. That means our option C also lies on the line. Now, looking at option D, where our x equals 2 and y equals 3, this would be 2 bracket 3 plus 5 bracket 2 minus 4. This would be 6 plus 10 minus 4. Okay, 6 plus 10 will give us 16 minus 4, which will give us 12. This is not equals to 0. So our right option will become option D. So our option D does not lie on the line. A straight line has the equation 10y equals 3x plus 15. Which of the following is true? Now our option says the gradient is 0.3 and the line and the y-intercept is 1.5. The gradient is 3 and the y-intercept is 1.5. The gradient is 15 and the y-intercept is 3. And the gradient is 1.5 and the y-intercept is 0.3. Now, for us to find the gradient and the y-intercept from this equation, we'll first of all make our y using a formula that says y equals mx plus c. All right. Now, using this equation, that means we have to make y from this equation to be alone. So we divide both sides by 10. This becomes 10y over 10 equals 3x over 10 plus 15 over 10. So cancelling out, this gives us y equals 3x over 10 plus 15 over 10. Now changing this to decimals will give us y equals 0.3x plus 1.5. So now, looking at this, we can now say that our gradient, we know that m in this equation is our gradient. So our gradient is 0.3 and our y-intercept will be 1.5, which is option A. P is the point. For P, point P, we have it as 2 and 7. Those are the coordinates for P. And for Q, we have the coordinates of Q as 6 and 3. Now it says, what is the gradient of PQ? Now, for us to find the gradient of PQ, we'll be using a formula that says y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1 to find our gradient, where this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So this would become our y2 is 3 minus y1, which is 7, all over x2, which is 6, minus y2, which is x1, which is 2. So this gives us minus 4 over 4, which will give us a minus 1. So the gradient of our PQ will be minus 1, which is option B. It says P is at the point P. We have P at point 3 and 5, and Q at point -1 and 9. And R is the midpoint of PQ. Which of the following lines does R lie on? Okay, now in this, we are looking for the line on which R lies on. Now, for us to find our midpoint, our formula for midpoint is x1 plus x2 all over 2 and y1 plus y2 all over 2. Okay, that's the formula for midpoint. Now, where this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So this will be having as 3 minus 1 all over 2, and this will become 5 plus 9 all over 2. Okay, so this we are having as 2 over 2 and 14 over 2. So our x will become, our midpoint values will become 1 and 7. All right. Now, it says which of this line does x lie on? Now, for us to find the line which x lies on would be to substitute these values of x and y into these equations. Now, since they said our y is 7 and x is 1, so if we put x is 1, okay, into our equations, let's look at A. Option A says y equals x plus 6. So our y, which is 7, equals 1 plus 6. X is 1. So this will give us 7. So since they are equal, that means our point R lies on our y equals x plus 6, which will be option A. A straight line has a gradient of -2. Our gradient is -2, and it passes through the points, our points 4 and 1. That is our x and y. Okay, 4 and 1. What is its equation? Now, for us to find the equation of this, we'll be using y minus y1 equals our gradient x minus x1. Now, where our x1 is 4 and our y1 is 1. So this becomes y minus 1 equals m, which is gradient -2 bracket x minus 4. Okay, now opening up this bracket, this becomes y minus 1 equals -2x plus 8. So making y be alone, we add 1 to both sides. This gives us y equals -2x plus 8 plus 1, which is y equals -2x plus 9, will form our equation. So we can rewrite this to be y plus 2x minus 9 equals 0, which will give us our option C. The line y equals 5x minus 3 and y equals 2x plus 9 intersects at P. What are the coordinates of P? Now, for us to find the coordinates of P, we would equate these two equations to be equal. So this becomes 5x minus 3 equals 2x plus 9. Now, from here, collecting our like terms, we would have 5x minus 2x equals 9 plus 3. 5 minus 3 will give us, 5 minus 2 will give us 3x equals, our 9 plus 3 will give us 12. So our x will become 12 over 3, which is 4. So the value of x will be 4. Now, substituting 4 into any of these equations to get y, we would have y equals 5x minus 3. So y equals 5 times 4 minus 3. 20 minus 3 will give us y equals 17. So the value of y, x equals 4 and y equals 17, which will become our option C. A is the point. For A, we have it at point 1 and 5. For B, we have it at points 4 and 7. And for C, we have it at points 5 and 2. Now, it says the triangle formed by this point is what type of triangle? Now, for us to find the type of triangle that is formed at this point, we'll find the distance. And we know in calculating distance, we have root x1 plus x2 all squared plus y1 plus y2 all squared. Okay, now for us to do this, we now have to find for AB, all right, for AB, this should be x2 minus x1 all squared and y2 minus y1. Okay, now for us to do this, this this will be our x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, now for AB, our x2 is 4. This will become root of 4 minus 1 all squared plus root of 7 minus 5 all squared. So this will give us root 3 squared plus 2 squared, which will give us 9 plus root 9 plus 4, which will give us root 13. Okay, now for BC, all right, for BC, this will become our x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so we would have as x2 is 5 minus 4 all squared plus our y2, 2 minus 7 all squared. So this we would be having as root 1 squared plus minus 5 squared. So this will give us root 1 plus 5 plus 25, which will give us root 26. All right, now for AC, all right, for AC, this will be our x2, y2, and this will be our x1, y1. So for AC, we have it as root 5 minus 1 all squared plus 2 minus 5 all squared. Okay, so this will be having as root 5 minus 1 will give us 4 squared plus 3 minus 3 squared. So this will give us root 16 plus 9, which is root 25. Now, we can see that the three sides are not having any equal sides. So it's most likely going to be a scaling triangle. But now let's confirm if there's a right angle in this. So this we are going to have as using a Pythagoras rule that says hypotenuse squared equals opposite squared plus adjacent squared. Our hypotenuse is our longest side, which will become root 26 squared equals 13 squared, root 13 squared plus root 25 squared. So this will be 26 equals 13 plus 25. And 26 equals, this will give us 38. So they are not equal. That means there is no right angle to it. So our correct answer would be a scaling triangle with no right angle. If UN equals 2, 6, 10, all right, it says the 12th term of the sequence is. Now, for us to calculate our 12th term, we can see that from this sequence, we know that this is an arithmetic progression. All right. Now, for us to find our sequence, our UN equals A plus N minus 1 D, where A is our first term, and D is our common difference. Now, for us to find our common difference is T2 minus T1 or T3 minus T2. Now, our T1, which is our A, this is T1, T2, T3. So our T2 will be 6 minus 2, which will give us 4. And T3 is 10 minus 6, which will give us 4. So our common difference will be 4. And our first term A is 2. Alright, now substituting these values into this equation, it says U12, since we are looking for the 12th term, will become 2 plus 12 minus 1 times 4. So this will be 2 plus 12 minus 1 will give us 11 times 4. Alright, so this will become 2 plus 44 would give us 46. So our 12th term for the sequence will be 46, which is option A. If UN equals to 6 and 10, it says the last term of the sequence is 90. The number of terms of the sequence, we should find the number of terms in this sequence if the last term is 90. Now, still using our formula, UN equals A plus N minus 1 D. Alright, where our A is our first term, which is 2, and D is our common difference, which is 4. Now, our last term will be 90. So, substituting 90 for this becomes 90 equals 2 plus N minus 1, 4. Alright, where D is our common difference. So, opening up this bracket, we are having 90 equals 2 plus 4N minus 4. Okay, collecting our like terms here, we have 90 equals 2 minus 4 will give us minus 2 plus 4N. Alright, so moving our 2 over to this side of collecting our like terms, this becomes 4N equals 90 plus 2. So 4N equals 92. So therefore, N equals 92 over 4. Now, N will give us 4 into 9, 2, remainder 1, into 12, 3. So in the sequence, we have 23 terms, which is option D. If UN equals 2, 6, and 10, now it says we should find the sum of the sequence above. Now, for us to find the sum of the sequence above, remember in our last question, we have our number of terms to be 23. Our number of terms in the sequence to be 23. So we're using the formula, our sum of terms equals N all over 2 bracket 2A plus N minus 1 D. Okay, where our sum of our number of terms in the sequence is 23. Alright, so for us to find the sum of terms, we'll be having N as 23. This becomes Sn equals 23 over 2 bracket open 2. Our first term A is 2. Alright, and our D common difference is 4 plus 23 minus 1 times 4. So this will give us our sum of terms will be 23 over 2, 4, 2 times 2, 4, plus 22 times 4. Okay, so from here we're having our sum of terms to be 23 over 2, 4 plus 88. Alright, so 4 plus 88 would give us 92. So our sum of terms would be 23 over 2 times 92 over 1. 2 here 1, 29, 4, remainder 1, into 12, 6. So this will give us 23 times 46. Now 23 times 46, 23 times 46 would give us 1058. So the sum of terms will be 1058, which is option B. In an arithmetic sequence with 25 terms, if the first term is 60, that means our A is 60, and the last term, L, is minus 12. It says find the common difference. Now, for us to find the common difference, we'll be using a formula that says UN equals A plus N minus 1 D. Now, in this, we are told that we are looking for the 25th. We have 25 terms. All right? So, this becomes T25 equals A plus 25 minus 1 D. All right, this becomes A plus 24D. Now, our last term, T25, is minus 12 equals A, which is 60 plus 24D. Now, collecting our like terms from here, we have minus 12 minus 60 equals 24D. So this gives us minus 72 equals 24D. So therefore, D equals minus 72 over 24, which will give us a minus 3. So our common difference would be minus 3, which is option C. In an arithmetic sequence with 25 terms, if the first term is 60, our A is 60, and our last term is minus 12, it says, thus find the sum of the terms of the sequence. Now we know that our terms are 25. So for us to get the sum of terms using our formula Sn equals n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 d. Now, in this, we know that we found our common difference from the previous question to be d equals minus 3. All right? Now, this will be our n, number of terms is 25, all over 2, bracket 2 times 60 plus 25 minus 1 times minus 3. Okay? So this would, we would have as 25 over 2, brackets 60 times 2 will give us 120 plus 24 times minus 3. Okay, so this we would have as 25 over 2 bracket 120 plus 24 minus 24 times 3 would give us 72. So this would be minus 72. So this would be 25 over 2 times, okay, bracket upon 120 minus 72 would have it as 48. 2 here, 1, 20 to 48 will give us 24. So we would have 25 times 24, which will give us 600. So the sum of terms for this sequence would be 600, which is option A. The first term and the common difference are, so from this question, we have to find our first term and our common difference. So from here, we know that for the fourth term, we have it as T4 equals A plus N minus 1 D. All right, so this becomes A plus 4 minus 1 D, which would give us A plus 3 D. All right, so for the 11th term, we are going to have it as T11 equals A plus N minus 1 D, which will be A plus 11 minus 1, A plus 10D. Now, from our question, we are told that the fourth term is 14. That means A plus 3D equals 14. And our 11th term, A plus 10D equals 70. So we are looking for the common difference and a first term. So we can use this as a simultaneous equation. So solving this out, a is common, so we can subtract. A minus a will cancel out, leaving us with 0. 10 minus 3 will give us 7d equals 70 minus 14 would give us a 56. So our d equals 56 over 7. So 56 divided by 7 would give us 8. So our common difference is 8. Now substituting our value of d, 8, into any of these equations. So let's go for equation 1. A plus 3d equals 14. So where d is 8, this becomes a plus 3 times 8 equals 14. And 3 times 8 will give us what? 3 times 8 will give us 24. So this becomes a plus 24 equals 14. So our a would be 14 minus 24, which will give us a equals minus 10. So the value of a is minus 10, and the value of d is 8. So a equals minus 10, and d equals 8, which is our option A. In an arithmetic sequence whose fourth term is 14 and whose 11th term is 70, the sum of the first 12 terms of the sequence is, so we have to find the sum of the first 12 terms. Now, recall that in our previous question, we found our a to be minus 10 and our d to be 8. So using this for this question, we are having our sum of terms equals n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. Now, where our n in this question is 12. Alright, so this becomes 12 over 2 bracket 2, a is minus 10 plus 12 minus 1 times 8. So this will be having us 12 over 2 bracket minus 20 plus 11 times 8. Okay, so this will be, we would have as 12 over 2 minus 20 plus 88. All right, now 12 divided by 2 will give us 6 times 88 minus 20 would give us 68. So 68 times 6, 68 times 6 will give us 408. So the sum of terms, sum of the first 12 terms of our sequence will be 408. What is the slope of the line that is perpendicular to y minus 2x equals 1? So our line is y minus 2x equals 1. So if we rewrite this, we're having it as y equals 2x minus 1. Okay, plus 1. Okay, so now our slope from this equation is 2. Now, for us to find the line that is perpendicular to this, we'll take the negative inverse or the negative reciprocal of our gradient. So our reciprocal of this will be half. So the negative of our reciprocal of our gradient will be minus half, which will be the line that is perpendicular to this equation, which is our option D. What is sine 30? Now, sine 30 on our calculator is 0.5, all right, which when converted to fractions will give you 1 over 2. So our sine 30 will be half, which is option A. If x and y are two real numbers such that 3x plus 2y equals 5 and 5x plus 4y equals 9, then what would our 4x plus 3y give us? Now, from here, we can see we have equation 1 and equation 2. So solving it out, we'll first of all multiply our equation 1 by 2 to equate values of y. This will be 3 times 2 will give us 6x plus 4y equals 10, and 5x plus 4y equals 9. Now, since we have this common and the signs are also common, we'll do what? Subtract. 6 minus 5 will give us x equals 10 minus 9 will give us 1. So our x equals 1. Substituting 1 into any of our equations. So let's see, 5x plus 4y equals 9. This will become 5 bracket 1 plus 4y equals 9. So this will become 5 plus 4y equals 9. Collecting like terms, 4y equals 9 minus 5. So 4y equals 4. Y equals 1. 4 divided by 4 will give us 1. So bearing in mind that our x and y values are 1, back to our question, 4x plus 3y. Now, this becomes 4 times 1 plus 3 times 1, which will give us 4 plus 3, which will give us 7. So the value of 4x plus 3y would be 7, which is option D. If 35 is the median of the data set, including 21, 7, 45, 33, 62, and x, find the value of x. Now, we know that our median is 35. And what's median? Median is the middle number when arranged in ascending or descending order. So first off, let's rearrange our numbers in order. So we would have 7, 21, 33, 45, 62. Now let's omit our x first. Now, from this set of data, we know that our 33 is our middle number. All right, now from here, including x, to find the value of x, this becomes 33 plus x. Now, since these numbers are 6, which is an even number, we have to divide our two middle numbers by 2 to get our median. So this gives us 33 plus x over 2 will give us, since they say that median is 35, would be 35. So cross multiplying, this gives us 33 plus x equals 35 times 2 will give us 70. So our x would be 70 minus 33, which will give us x equals 37. So our x, value of our x would be 37. Now let's check if we are correct. So if we have it as 7, 21, 33, 37, 45, and 62. Now, our two middle numbers would be this. So adding 33 plus 37 divided by 2 would give us 70 over 2, which will give us 35 as our median. So our correct answer would be 37. 2 dice are thrown. What is the probability that the sum of the two numbers obtained is greater than 10? Now, in our die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for each of them. Now, for us to obtain 10, we are either having a number greater than 10, we are either having a 5 and 6, or a 6 and 5, or a 6 and 6. Now, this will give us 11. So, for us to get a number greater than 10, we have 3 possible chances, which will give us 3 over 36. Reducing it to its lowest term would be 1 over 12. So our valid answer would be 1 over 12, which is option A. The dash is the value you calculate when you want to calculate the arithmetic average. Now, we have mean, median, mode, and all of the above. Now, for the value to calculate for your arithmetic average, it's your mean. So the right answer would be mean. For arithmetic average, we have it as mean.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Kakao,